After months of silence, we finally have new updates and the first official look at the Odyssey. And what we're seeing isn't just another blockbuster. This is cinema history being written in real time. We've got revealing jaw-dropping images, and first looks of Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, and more. But that's not even the craziest part, because we also have an exclusive teaser reveal. And what the director and Matt Damon just revealed about filming this movie is going to blow your mind. Let's start with the news that everyone has been desperately waiting for. The biggest news dropping right now comes straight from Empire Magazine's exclusive first look, and these images are absolutely stunning. We finally have official first look images of Matt Damon as King Odysseus standing on the shores of Troy in full battle armor, and this man looks like he was pulled straight out of ancient Greek mythology. It shows a bronze armor plating, traditional Greek warrior gear, and the weathered appearance of someone who's fought in a brutal 10-year war. In one image, Damon stands commanding his soldiers in a forest setting. But that's not even the craziest part of these reveals, because Tom Holland's new looks look crazy. Holland is sporting a fresh hairstyle that gives serious young prince vibes, with authentic period costume that marks him as royalty without, I think, making him look overdone. The character work here is exceptional, showing Holland in a more mature dramatic role that's completely different from his Spider-Man work. This first look Anne Hathaway as Queen Penelope is absolutely regal and commanding in these new images. She appears in flowing royal garments befitting the Queen of Ithaca, with styling that captures both the elegance and the weight of a woman who's waited years for her husband's return. Hathaway's appearance shows a queen who's dealing with serious political pressure, with her costume and demeanor suggesting someone holding the kingdom together while facing constant threats from scheming suitors. The makeup and styling choices reflect the practicality of Greek royal fashion while maintaining the grandeur expected of a legendary queen. Then we have Mia Goth as Melantho, one of the palace maidservants, and her costume reflects the servant class with humbler garments while still maintaining the period authenticity. Let me know what you guys think about these looks. But these aren't even the only first looks we have, because later we have actual scenes being revealed. New updates recently revealed Christopher Nolan shot over 2 million feet of IMAX film during the 91-day production. Let me put that in perspective for you. That's roughly 100 hours of raw footage, all captured entirely on large-format IMAX cameras. This makes the Odyssey the first feature film in history to be shot completely in IMAX. While movies like Mad Max Fury Road recorded about 480 hours and Gone Girl hit 500 hours, Nolan's approach here is different because every single frame was captured on IMAX 70mm, which uses film significantly faster than standard 35mm. An IMAX camera burns through roughly 337 feet of 65mm film per minute compared to just 90 feet for 35mm. Let me know if you guys are excited to see this in theaters. But wait, there's more. And this is where it gets really interesting. Nolan spent the last 4 months shooting on real oceans, putting the cast who play Odysseus' crew out on actual waves in real locations. He described the experience as pretty primal, explaining that conditions shifted from vast and terrifying to wonderful and benevolent. The director wanted to capture how genuinely hard those ancient sea journeys would have been, showing the leap of faith people made in an unmapped, uncharted world. This isn't green screen work or studio tanks. Nolan literally took his actors out into the Mediterranean and filmed them battling real elements. We've even got leaked set footage showing Odysseus' ship on fire with bursts of flame and smoke billowing as the crew desperately fights the blaze, likely depicting Zeus's attack on the vessel. Guys based on this DP view think this movie will be good. Let me know. Matt Damon just gave us the quote of the century about this movie, and you need to hear this. The actor who's worked with Nolan on Interstellar and Oppenheimer called the Odyssey without hyperbole the best experience of my career. Damon explained that when he arrived on set and saw the full-scale Trojan horse sitting on the beach, he was just like, fuck, it was just so cool. But here's the real kicker. Damon revealed exactly how Nolan is approaching the mythological elements, and it's not what you think. He said, if you're gonna have an existential crisis as you pass the sirens and you're lashed to a mast, it's there. If it says you're running for your life from a cyclops, you're gonna run for your life. Chris doesn't hide the ball. This means Nolan is going full mythology, showing everything from cyclops to sirens to sea monsters, and he's doing it with the weight and credibility of a major Hollywood IMAX production. How is this not the most exciting news you've heard all year? Now, as promised guys, one of the most striking images released shows Matt Damon as Odysseus, standing at attention with his men deep in a forest. And this single shot reveals exactly how Nolan is approaching this mythological epic. The forest setting is incredibly atmospheric, with heavy armor-clad soldiers surrounding Odysseus, in what appears to be dense woodland terrain that creates an almost primal, dangerous feeling. This image was actually captured during filming at Culbin Forest in Scotland, a vast and diverse woodland on Scotland's northeast coast between Nairn and Forest that's known for its coastal dunes, pine forests, and rich wildlife. The production shut down the car park at Culbin Forest between July 3 and 16 for filming, and reports confirmed that Matt Damon and Tom Holland were transported by small boats to the location after shooting in nearby Burghead. What makes this forest location particularly significant is that Scotland's Culbin Forest and nearby Findlater Castle were used to represent Circe's magical island. where the sorceress Circe lives and where Odysseus and his crew stay for a year in Homer's original poem. Charlize Theron filmed her scenes as Circe at these Scottish locations during the last 2 weeks of July, meaning this forest imagery we're seeing likely connects directly to one of the most famous episodes from the entire Odyssey story. Reports confirm that the Cyclops Polyphemus scenes are being shot at Nestor's cave in Greece, and Nolan's team constructed a 6x6 meter mechanical anthropomorphic puppet for the sequence. I know this all sounds hella complicated, but this isn't CGI trickery, this is a massive practical puppet being filmed on location in an actual cave. Nolan's known for prioritizing practical effects over computer-generated imagery, and he's applying that same philosophy to ancient mythology. We're talking about a director who crashed a real Boeing 747 into a building for Tenet, created a fake nuclear explosion for Oppenheimer, and used real planes for the dogfighting scenes in Dunkirk. Now he's bringing that same energy to Greek monsters, gods, and legendary creatures. Set photos also revealed a Trojan horse, either as a full-scale statue or the actual horse itself, constructed in the middle of a miniature town square. With a $250 million budget, the largest of Nolan's career, he has every resource needed to make Homer's epic come to life. Nolan explained exactly why he chose the Odyssey for his next project, and his reasoning is fascinating. The director said, "As a filmmaker, you're looking for gaps in cinematic culture, things that haven't been done before." He continued, "What I saw is that all of this great mythological cinematic work that I had grown up with, Ray Harryhausen movies and other things, I'd never seen that done with the sort of weight and credibility that an A-budget and a big Hollywood IMAX production could do." Guys, there was a leaked teaser also. The leaked teaser trailer that played exclusively in theaters showed Holland and Bernthal in a tense dining scene where Telemachus asks about his father's whereabouts, with a voiceover widely speculated to be Robert Pattinson narrating the story. There isn't much information on this, but here's the gist. Reports say the teaser starts with Holland's Telemachus and Bernthal's heavily bearded mystery character, while a narrator who sounds like Pattinson clues viewers in on the plot so far. Darkness. Zeus's laws smashed to pieces. A kingdom without a king since my master died. He says over shots of the ocean. He knew it was an unwinnable war, and then somehow he won it. But this isn't even the most crazy news we got. Now let's get into some production details that show just how massive this undertaking really is. Filming took place across multiple countries, including Greece, Italy, Sicily, Morocco, Scotland, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. Nolan shot on real locations like the Aegadian Islands, filmed sequences at Mythoni Castle in Greece, and constructed entire temporary villages using eco-friendly materials that were removed after production. Nolan even had IMAX develop brand new lighter-weight cameras specifically for this production after he asked the company to resolve technical problems with their existing equipment. The film's cinematographer Hoyte van Hoytema and editor Jennifer Lame returned as longtime Nolan collaborators, while composer Ludwig Göransson, who won an Oscar for Oppenheimer, is creating the score. With 91 days of principal photography completed and the film now in post-production, the Odyssey wrapped shooting back in August. The massive amount of footage Nolan captured means we're likely looking at a runtime exceeding 3 hours, possibly even breaking the record set by Oppenheimer. Some predictions suggest the Odyssey could break box office records when it opens on July 17, 2026. The film is being positioned as exactly what you want from a summer movie, described as massively entertaining while also feeling mythic. Matt Damon praised how Nolan succeeded in creating something that's both a spectacle and emotionally resonant. Guys, let me know what you think about all these first looks and updates. Please make sure to subscribe because I will be covering every trailer drop, every casting reveal, and every piece of news leading up to what could be the biggest movie of 2026. Besides Doomsday, obviously. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about all this.